afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're watching this video. My name is Lawrence Thomas, and my NID is LA463509. I am doing my project on my favorite US-based company at the moment, which happens to be Knox Nursery. Knox Nursery is actually located right here in Central Florida off of Stony Brook West for any of you guys who actually had the opportunity of playing at that golf course. Stony Brook is a fine course, but Knox Nursery, run by Bruce Knox, is a fine company. And as you may have guessed, they're in the business of growing plants. Now, I've actually had a personal experience with Knox Nursery, and I had the chance myself to be Knox's personal banker. They used to bank with Regions, and I used to work for that facility. And through that, I got to know Bruce very well. This was, of course, before he received his big news, which I'm going to have to give him a huge congratulations to. He's a fine businessman with high ethics, and I believe he really deserved the boon that the state just gave him, which is why they're my favorite company, and I see a super bright future for them. Without further ado, I'd love to show you more about Knox. This is Knox's homepage, and as I let you know, it is a family-owned company currently run by Bruce. It's a second generation. His father owned it, and I actually know his son as well, which is currently working on the nursery. They have over 700,000 square feet located in Winter Garden and are actually looking to expand rather aggressively for the next couple of months here because they just received big news. For those of you who have been following up on the news here, Knox's Nursery is now the only state-sanctioned Central Florida nursery to be allowed to grow medical marijuana. This is Bruce, my friend, who runs Knox Nursery, and as you'll see here, Florida has been approved to be one of only 5 growers to have medical marijuana. And Bruce is one of them, and that's why I see the outlook in his company is very bright. So, Bruce, as you may have guessed, runs his company as a private entity. Although it is incorporated, so it is Knox's Nursery LLC, it is not it's not publicly traded, so only really Knox is a shareholder. It's all his, and I'm assuming when he goes ahead and retired, he's going to send it over to his son, and that'll be the 3rd generation of Knox's Nursery. The most important contract I would say for Knox's Nursery right now is, as I'm showing you, Florida just let them be one of 5 distributors. So they pretty much run a monopoly on a booming new industry in America right now, which would be medical marijuana. Just to kind of drive the point home here, our friends across the border in Canada have actually been rapidly legalizing marijuana under the leadership of their new Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. I'm really happy to see that Trudeau was elected because, to be honest with you, I like his father. I think he did well for Canada, and I think he'll do well as well. So good luck to you, Justin Trudeau, and inadvertently you're helping Knox out because as Canada legalizes, Colorado legalizes, Washington legalizes, it'll just be a wave. Knox's Nursery is on the forefront of that wave, and because they've been given the special state-sanctioned monopoly, pretty much like Bright House and any of your other utility companies, they're going to be leading the way on giving us our first samples of medical marijuana in Central Florida. As far as intellectual property, I couldn't really say what could be worth more than that logo right there, Knox's Nursery, Inc. That logo is, can't say it more than enough, one of the few logos that is allowed to grow medical marijuana in Florida. If my logo is a state-sanctioned monopoly, I would think it's a very valuable piece of intellectual property to be able to be honest with you. So those 2 leaves and sun, that icon, that right there is recognizable and attached to Knox's Nursery, and Knox's Nursery is attached to one of those Verify special golden tickets to get a heads up on this new booming industry. As you'll see, even Time has magazines now on the front page next to all your other daily readings and snacks, telling you of how marijuana is going mainstream. It is indeed a wave right now, and if I could choose a company that I wanted to own, it would be Knox's Nursery, because Knox's Nursery is surfing that wave pretty hard right now. So congratulations to Bruce. You're a fine man, and I hope that it works out for you. I can't see how it couldn't. Monopolies are great for everyone, if you're the monopoly holder. As far as litigation is concerned, I can't really say that there's any lawsuits in the work for this firm. The only one that I might be concerned about is, of course, federal regulators, since we are kind of in a purgatory zone with marijuana right now, as far as it being federally legal. I'm sorry, federally illegal, but as you can see, it's still already going Main Street here. So it's a little dual entity as far as the legality of marijuana is concerned right now. That might pose some litigation risk for Knox, but as I've been following it, the federal litigators have pretty much told everyone that they're just going to let the states do their own thing. I don't see why it would be any different for Florida. Now, other nurseries, of course, might find some very expensive and well-trained lawyers that might want to fight this monopoly that was given over to Knox's nursery and his 4 other compatriots, but until that point, that hasn't happened yet. I see smooth sailing in the future for this company. That's why I would definitely want to be the one to take over it next. However, I know Knox is probably going to keep it in the family, but that's okay. That's just for a project here. It's my wishful thinking. But that would be the litigation risk that I see for Knox at the moment. Now, as far as ethics, I'm going to tell you right now that as my capacity as a personal banker for Regions, I've known Knox. I worked at Stony Brook West. And here's my contact information here. Lawrence Thomas. I was a financial service specialist for Regions Bank, next to Knox's Nursery and Winter Garden. The reason I show you this is because as far as ethics goes, I've seen this man personally return over $6,000 to our bank branch when our teller deposited it wrongly into his account. The check was actually a $60 check, but it went in as $6,000, and Bruce personally came back that same day, rushing in to let us know that it was a mistake. Now, of course, not everyone has the opportunity to showcase their ethics like that, but it's been numerous examples I've had with this man. So as far as the leadership of Knox's Nursery, it being solely under the captain of Bruce Knox, I believe that their ethics are impeccable. Maybe that's why the state of Florida actually decided to choose him. Either way, I definitely would recommend Knox's Nursery as a great company to overtake, and also as a solid business model all around. So congratulations once again, Bruce. I hope that your license works out for you well, and if you did happen to maybe gift your company over, we would definitely talk. This is a project, yes, but sincerely, I would want to take over Knox's Nursery. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening.